frosting. Freedom is just frosting on somebody else's cake. And so must be till we learn how to bake. In his writing, Langston Hughes worked to compare frosting to freedom. Freedom being the opportunity or the space, even the platform to do what the you want to do. To approach and live life on one's own terms, to be oneself unapologetically, and to make one's own decisions. Access to such will always feel as though it belongs to other folks until we learn to create our own pathway to it and our own platform for it. We saw this type of self-determination displayed in last week's chapter when discussing Miss Georgia Gilmore and the Club from Nowhere. Georgia saw an opportunity to experience freedoms and privileges which had not been available to people that looked like her. In response to this injustice, in response to this imbalance, this lack of freedom, what did she do? She baked a cake. And in baking her own cake, in creating her own pathway to her own sense of freedom, she got it. She got her frosting because she made a way for it. The same can be said to and for the rest of us who remain. We influencers, the creatives, the entrepreneurs, not just the folks that look like me, all of us. If we ever anticipate approaching and experiencing life on our own terms, if we ever anticipate having the freedom to be us and to accomplish what we came to accomplish, we must first have to swallow the pill and accept the fact that we will have to bake our own cakes. Now that could mean a couple of things. Baking a good cake requires that you crack a few eggs, which means you'll have to make a couple mistakes only every now and then. Baking a cake means you'll have to pour some sugar sometimes, which means you'll have to learn to be kind. There are times during which you'll have to sift a little bit of flour, because there are no room for lumps where we're going, darling. Lumps in your flour is nothing more than moisture in the air causing those small particles to hold on to one another, probably a little bit closer than they should. To sift them is to separate the holding. I don't think I need to elaborate very much for that one. To bake a good cake, you may even have to tell everybody in the house to shut the hell up for just a little while so your stuff doesn't fall. To bake a good cake, you got to be precise in your movements and your measurements. You have to be exact in what you do. It also requires manning and maintaining your own kitchen station. It can get kind of difficult when you see other folks with the chance to lick frosting off their fingers. But remember, while you're watching them lick frosting from their fingers, in efforts for them to have frosting, they must first had to have baked a cake. And it might not even be good. And it's probably from a box. So don't concern yourself with their frosting. Be mindful of your cake. Be mindful of your work and your duty. And work to create your pathway to the freedom you want to experience, the life that you want to live. In lieu of that, I'll throw you a couple cake recipes. Stick around.